Thundercats versus STFU. And now STFU are facing elimination if they're unable to take this game. And no surprise there, Outworld Devourer ban. Snarf used it to extraordinary impact last game, devastating STFU. So that's not terribly surprising. Invoker was actually completely ignored last game. Perhaps he will be once again. Last we saw Spirit Breaker, Bounty Hunter, and Death Prophet all banned out, and Omni Knight once again banned. So STFU, that is a hero they have run in the past, so it is something that maybe Thundercats fear. And Bounty Hunter banned once again by STFU. So another aggressive, neither of these teams seems to like dealing with these aggressive supports, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Thundercats ban out Spirit Breaker again, like they did last game.
10 seconds remaining.
So Thundercats thinking about this next ban. They could take out the Oracle if they thought it was annoying last game, but the Ancient Apparition pick was just so hard for them to deal with, and they're actually going to ban out the Earth Spirit instead, and STFU, without even thinking, picking up the Death Prophet. This hero also very, very strong. Her new Soul Siphon is a little bit of a... It's very, very strong. Pierces magic immunity, is slow, provides healing, does pure damage, gives you vision, has long range, 4 charges. So Thundercats, there's a lot there for them. They could grab Lone Druid if they want it. They could grab Chen. I mean, these are heroes that are very, very popular, but not commonly picked here in the lower divisions of the AD2L. But so Thundercats going to go with the much simpler to execute and much more popular Witch Doctor. Vengeful Spirit also still there, and Batrider, who was banned out last game. Faces Void was also ignored last series, but maybe would get picked up here by either team. It would actually be pretty good against the Death Prophet, I want to say. Or it would be really good with the Death Prophet too. But actually, yeah, either team has a combo piece with the Void, so we might see that hero get picked or banned in this series. It would be good on either side.
Reserve time.
So Thundercats thinking about this. They could grab Invoker, is still there. But they're going to go with the Lone Druid. I adore seeing this hero played because he's banned all the time. But this is one of the few showings I've seen of the Lone Druid in the AD2L.
Lion.
An immediate Lion pickup on the return, so it gives them good control and provides a lot of kill potential. Lion is actually very popular with Team Freedom. Team Freedom really like to use Lion. They're one of the newer and lower tier American teams. And a lot of American teams also favor the Skywrath Mage, who I think would be good for either team in this situation. Just even without Phaseless Void is still there and would be great for either team so far.
Reserve time.
But we'll have to see what they decide. I mean, Phaseless Void might not be valued. A lot of teams still want to play him as carry, in spite of the fact that you see him in the utility role much more often than not. But both teams had pretty strong openers, opening with a support and a core, Death Prophet and Lion for STFU, and Witch Doctor Lone Druid for Thundercats. I really like both. It's kind of hard to say, like, okay, this is the better opener, because these teams still have lots of early game potential so far. Both are very healing oriented. Either could benefit from a ban on the Ancient Apparition if they plan on any more healing. They should ban the Ancient Apparition, especially STFU, because Madkus played it very well, and more importantly, it really hurts Death Prophet. And Abaddon actually banned out by Thundercats. That was an annoying hero and has been rising in popularity. So as CFU, they could ban out something like they have good heroes to deal with a Morphling already, so they might want to leave it in. I know Thundercats like the Morphling. And with OD gone, there's still Invoker there, but Thundercats seem to favor mids kind of like Puck and Queen of Pain.
Reserve time.
So SD, if you're really thinking about this ban, I mean, Ancient Apparition would be an okay ban because the Death Prophet just doesn't play well against it, but they're going to go with the Shadow Fiend instead, which is okay. It's really fallen off, and Death Prophet would have trashed it in the lane, especially with a Lion helping pressure. Dazzle is also still available, and he is very, very popular in the AD2L, so it's another hero that we might see.
10 seconds remaining.
Curious to see how this Lone Druid gets played, if I'm being honest. I am not apprehensive, but intrigued by cautiously optimistic. We see a lot of teams don't play heroes like Lone Druid and Earth Spirit here in the lower divisions of the AD2L because they require a bit too much execution and mechanical skill that might be lost on some players, but Thundercats are last season's champions. It's possible that, I mean, anything could happen. The Earth Spirit was played to some very good effect, had some really good plays there, and Carweasel's Darkseer was really, really well played. Batrider, the final ban of the second phase, so neither team really likes this. Vengeful Spirit's still there. I think Venge would be great for either team as well. I would actually really like to see STFU grab Faceless Void. I think the Void would be really good for them. Grab a Void and a maybe Venge also. Maybe Venge then Void. Because then if you have the Venge and Thundercats take the Void, it doesn't matter. Because then you have a good counter to the Void. Who you can just kill inside Chronosphere with your Lion anyway. But if you get the Void, you don't have the they don't have the Vengeful Spirit counter. You could also grab something like a Rubik for an easy to steal Death Ward, but that's the Rubik won't play that well against the Lone Druid. So Thundercats have many, many options available to them. Invoker, again, but as we saw last game, these teams really don't value the hero. They could grab their Puck. It's okay against the Death Prophet. You can break the Soul Siphon with a Phase Shift. So Thundercats digging deep into their reserve time, trying to figure out what they want. They have tons of options, but they're going to go with a Kunkka. I love seeing this hero in action, and Thundercats, I mean, this hero can be played all over the place. I expect this to be their mid, and if that's the case, they need to be really careful around this Death Prophet. It's also... It's also kind of... It could be played support, or, yeah. Support Kunkka is something that you see from time to time. This could be like an off-lane Lone Druid and a safe-lane Kunkka, but then that feels a little greedy. I would like this to be a support Kunkka, honestly. And STFU going to go with a Lich. Yeah, Thundercats gotta be worried about the Void right now. I think STFU, the Void would be an amazing pick for them right now. So Thundercats, they could grab, I think the Invoker would actually be really good. But again, there's still like Puck, which can juke a lot of STFU spells. I actually would really like to see a Puck. I think it would work really well with Thundercats draft. But they're going to go with a Slardar instead. That does synergize very well with the Witch Doctor and pretty well with Lone Druid too. So these heroes are going to melt, and Roshan, definitely on the menu for Thundercats. I think that's something they're certainly thinking about. They can get it very, very early. So STFU, I would love to see a Faceless Void from them. I think it would be amazing. There's 3 melee heroes on Thundercats. Or like 2.75 in the Lone Druid in his bear. So there's like almost 3 melee heroes on Thundercats. So Void would be great. You have the Lich combo, you have the Death Prophet combo. Faceless Void would just be terrifying in the off lane of STFU. It would be very hard for the supports to zone him out, and it would be an easy lane for him. Thundercat should ban Void. The Dragon Knight's okay, but now I really think it was a mistake to not pick up the Void. And this means that it's like a safe lane Dragon Knight, which I don't really like that much. He really needs the levels. It's... I guess they just want to push... STFU just want to push really early, but I think they should... They're kind of going all in on the push, and I don't know if I like it. Because you've got the 40-second cooldown on the Kunkka boat, you have the cask, you have the Death Board. If Lone Druid gets a quick Radiance, things get really complicated. So Void should be Thundercats banned, because they still need the offlane on STFU. And if a Lich Void offlane is impossible to harass, but they're going to go with the Spirit Breaker instead. And I actually don't think STFU are thinking about a Void at all, despite how strong the pick would be for them. Thundercats, if that's a Kunkka mid, because I think it's a support Kunkka. It feels like the way they've drafted, it's a support Kunkka. Because you can't have offlane Lone Druid and offlane Slardar. So it could be like safe Druid, offlane Slardar, support Witch Doctor, support Kunkka, and then you grab a mid like Puck would be very good.
Reserve time.
That's what I think would be good for Thundercats. And STFU, I've said it 100 times, and I'm going to say it 100 more. Faceless Void. STFU could really use a... I think the Puck ban would be good. I apologize for that cough, but... Let's see what happens here. They're really thinking about this ban. It's gotta be hard, because you can't identify if that's a support Kunkka or not. And we're about to find out if it's a support Kunkka. I believe it is. I think if it's not, that is extremely greedy from Thundercats. Extremely dangerous, because he's going to be forced into a BKB. A support Kunkka, you can just max the X and get really aggressive with your Slardar. Just like get the easiest slithering crushes of your life. And just lots of setup, especially if you have like... you just bring your enemy heroes back. And you can have the Slardar blink forward, X marks, and crush. Or even Puck, jump forward, Dream Coil, and X mark him back. So there's lots of ways to make that support Kunkka really useful, and I would love to see it. But again, I kind of think it's... My heart says it's mid. My brain says it should be a support. I mean, it's a melee support, but they could make some really good plays with it.
Remaining.
Thundercats gonna fight. Yeah, they're gonna end up with the Invoker, so that's fine. I mean, honestly, you can't really go wrong with an Invoker, it feels like. It'll match up fine against Death Prophet. STFU should be grabbing a Faceless Void as their off-lane. But if there was something other than Void I would take, I guess I would take a Clockwork. As my... Or Darkseer. Darkseer over the Clock. So... Again, I think Void is the best possible pick for STFU. Thundercats draft has a lot of early potential, but they're going to go with a Venomancer, so they're going to be doing aggro dual lanes. I guess it's okay. It's good because there's still all that melee, and he's going to do lots of work against it. And I think Levexis is going to be taking it mid lane. Or no, he's not. That would be bad. He would get crushed by the Invoker. Yes, and it is a support Kunkka. Okay. So I'm very glad to see that it's a support Kunkka. I think that is definitely the best play they can make with it. But I think STFU missed out on a huge opportunity within him. This game would have been such a good Faceless Void game. But we'll see if they can execute this Venomancer. They have lots of AoE damage with the Lich and the Veno. But, again, lacking the control. They have lots of slows, a couple single target stuns, but their control is just very poor, especially compared to Thundercats, who have the Witch Doctor Cask. Depending on how much Check plays Lone Druid, the Entangle. And really, that's RNG, but it's still a control spell. And the Savage Roar. You have, depending on Snarf's build, if he's Quas Wex, they have a ton of control spells. And then Slithering Crush, Roar, Torrent, X Mark, Ghost Ship. Everything Invoker does is really good control. Whereas here they're gonna have to get it's gonna be hard to keep Thundercats in place to kill him off here. And the Void would have done all of that, but I guess I should stop harping on it. Don't want to talk too much about what could have been. Again, it could come down to execution. We saw Esti take a pretty good lead in the early game there. This mid lane matchup, I slightly favor Death Prophet if they don't have any supports. If the Witch Doctor or Kunkka shows up, or probably the Witch Doctor so he can zone with right clicks, I favor the Invoker. And Quas Exort will win most lanes. Quas Wex is better for like ganking and creating pressure on the map, but I think Quas Exort is the much more popular build these days. See what happens here. Torrent skilled up on Kunkka. A smoke up here. Do they have what it... So they have Gale. And an Orb of Venom, that's a little redundant. I think it was a mistake to not start with Earth Spike. They're going to probably miss out on some damage, but uh-oh. Check walks up the wrong hill. Is he going to be able to make it? Cask flies, but nope, not nearly enough control there. The bounty rune was secured, but uh-oh, Snarf should be able to walk away from this, honestly. Oh, maybe not. There's no Hex, though. And now Ribs in serious trouble, getting beat up, but Snarf also getting low, pops the Fairy Fire, does survive thanks to it so far, but no, just barely alive, and Ribs on the run, still just barely alive. Actually, very interesting choice to start with the Silence. I think that if they started with the Soul Siphon, they would have gotten a kill. Uh-oh, Ribs, you stuck around for too long. Sunstrike, yes! A great play from Snarf getting that kill, but at the same time, Lion goes down, so Snarf probably doing pretty okay with feeling pretty okay about that, but overall, definitely slightly favoring Esti because they get a lot of XP on their heroes. I think if they started Soul Siphon, they would have got more kills. Yeah, I think it was a big mistake to not start the... I think if they started Earth Spike and Soul Siphon, it would have been a better level 1 fight for them. And the Witch Doctor hanging out in the mid, getting some XP. He is level 2, trying to decide what he wants to skill. I really think this was a mistake, but I'm going to stop harping on that. So we take a look at these lanes. We've got Check all by his lonesome, but shouldn't be too worried up here. And Carwizzle up against this Dragonite will be just fine, but so will Kessler. Kessler will also be in a pretty good situation. The support duo could be really scary. The X one, especially once X comes online. But man, Death Prophet looking pretty good though. Unfortunately, it does not have Soul Siphon yet, but looks like something's happening up here. The cast bounces once, twice, and the Vexus could be in trouble. These right clicks will be more than enough, and yep, that's another kill for Witch Doctor, and Check was there for that XP. So this Venomancer, that's one of the weaknesses of ST again. Their draft is just very immobile. Last game they at least had the Ember Spirit, but now they have zero mobility, basically no catch, and that's just a bit of a draft error. But if they can get a Blink, the Dragonite needs to go Blink Dagger this game for sure. Like they need, if they get a Blink on the Lion and a Blink on the Dragonite, then it should be okay. But until then, it's not going to be very good. Ribs still only level 1, but has his Torrent. They smoked up. They did not get spotted. So they're really trying to get Konomi. Snarf is going Wex Exort. Very interesting. I do not see that very often at all. It's possible he'll just change his build up. But man, Konomi is very far out of position. There's no X marks though. And the Torrent is going to miss. So no control, no Cold Snap. And yeah, Konomi is going to be just fine. Unfortunate Ribs wasn't quite level 2. Could have got that X mark. Just set up for a Sunstrike, set up for his Torrent. That's actually a very good thing. The Torrent is going to be awesome setup for Sunstrike. But a little too slow on the trigger there, Snarf. And Check farming just fine up here. But so is Kessler once again. Farming very well. But Carr having a much better game this game. Not zoned out at all. Level 4 already. But only 3 CS. But I think he really doesn't care. Like, if he gets 6 super early, he's completely happy. And now Snarf is going back for the Quads. Just getting the value point in Wex for Exort, for Alacrity, which we don't see anymore because it got nerfed so much. It used to be 30 damage, but now it's only 10. So, it's very rare to see people get the Wex, because it's not nearly as big of a steroid anymore. But that'll be an okay value point. Give him access to the Deafening Blast earlier. And Soul Ring picked up on Kessler just so he can farm. Spam out the Breed Fire. I don't think this was necessary in this lane. He's not getting harassed at all. But he's probably just going to have the 2 points for that armor. It's not bad. He'll be getting the Breed Fire points anyway. He's getting just as good levels. And uh-oh. Haste on Konomi. They're looking for something slowed up, but rotation's great. Oh, X mark. Are they going to be able to do anything, though? He's still hasted. So nothing comes of that in the end, but a TP from Knight Errant, who's on the Lion now, so support's just all over the place in that mid lane. Kessler sitting on top of 20 CS just about, but Check also doing very well in his lane. And I think that the way this lane is set up really benefits Thundercats. Because Yeah, the Viper's gonna hit really hard, but Pipe is not a foreign item for the like Witch Doctor. The Kunkka, I think the Kunkka should get it, or even the Slardar. But this lone Druid could just win the game by himself with good split push. So Carr really shouldn't be that worried, just sprinting away. Almost level 6 now. Uh-oh, check. Pros out the roar, but unfortunately not on the bear, but on himself, so we'll pop. And that's a good kill going to the Venomancer. So this might prompt a support rotation from Thundercats to make sure that they sit someone in that lane. Take care of their lone druid, make sure he gets some items. And I apologize for doing this. I just found out and I totally forgot I did not have my mic open in game. Hey guys, anyone watching in game, I do apologize. I did completely forget to turn on my in-game microphone. I apologize profusely, and I usually don't do this kind of thing, but you can check me out on Twitch TV. But uh-oh, Kessler getting very low, and X mark still on him, and Crush cooling down in just 1 second, and that is a dead Dragon Knight. So the Breathe Fire, all the Breathe Fire and all the Dragon Blood in the world will not save him there. And now amp damage finished on him, so this is a great start for the Slardar, but 30 CS on Kessler, although he did just die. He's level 6 too, so can maybe look to run around the map, try to make some plays. I would like to see his first item be a Blink Dagger. So Ribs. Let's see, Carwizzle's far away from that blink. Kessler should be going a blink. I would like to see that. Uh-oh. Might be going in on him again. They throw out the cask. It doesn't bounce this time, though. You gotta be careful going in this deep. Might go in for this Witch Doctor's really squishy. They drop the Dragon Knight. Oh, no! And then the stun, 2 stuns, and TP rotation coming in. Yeah, Madkit's gonna pop there. Fortunately, Ribs was not in position to make a play. So that's still okay. I mean, obviously it's a kill, but it's not a huge kill. It's not like they killed the Slardar. And now Czech is all by himself up here. I mean, well, there's the Vexus, but he went to Phase Boots. Very interesting Venomancer build. Now the Dragon Form, that was a decent usage of the Dragon Form. And he's going to get some damage on this tower, I think. And Ribs going to get harassed up a little bit. Might want to be a little bit careful. So level 4, and level 4 on both beast supports here, not getting any points in Tidebringer. Might get a value point to help him like improve the push just a little bit. Currently, this laning phase going pretty well for Esti, although they are getting out-farmed in a lot of lanes. Kessler once again building up, but he's going to need a Blink and a BKB as like his first item so that he's able to not get kited. And now it looks like there's making a play up top. They really want to get Lone Druid again. He's hit, but there's someone here now. Oh no, the Chain Frost just going to tear him apart, and oh, maybe not, but he's not tanky enough to survive. So well played, and already level 6 on this Lich. Very impressive. And Check in a world of hurt. They should just be stacking camps for him. At least these 2 camps should be stacked almost. If you're Dire, these two camps should virtually always be stacked. So a little bit of inefficiency coming out from the Thundercats, and unfortunately Lone Druid off to a less than optimal start. He is nowhere near getting a Radiance and won't even have a Relic in the near future. CS is pretty substandard for a Lone Druid. Might just want to try to go something else, but the Radiance is pretty much core on the hero. I would grab an Iron Talon, put it on the bear, and go farm the jungle. He farms very, 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 very fast in the jungle. The Dragon Knight ult is popped. They really want to pressure this tower. The Vex is down here as well. He has a couple points in wards. Maybe they look for a kill, though, because they have 3 points in the Gale. Very high damage. Slardar can't defend this on his own, but it looks like he won't be alone for long. Ribs on the way, still only level 4, no ghost ship, and oh, a tower dive up top, but not enough. And now Konomi might grab a kill, at least on the bear. But no, they're going to just be just fine. Oh, the Soul Siphon, he needs to roar, and he pops it off himself again, just not microing this bear at all, and it's costing him. Meanwhile in the mid, Snarf trying to 1v1 the Vexus, should be able to just barely, and oh no, actually he might go down to all this poison damage. In fact, I think he will. Yep, that's a dead Invoker. So far, this game is going heavily in favor of Esti, especially considering this lone druid has basically nothing. He's not going to contribute anything at all to this game, and oh no, the Jolt is off cooldown, is on cooldown for a little while, but it's no cask, no torrent. So but Kessler might be in trouble. Should just be able to Dragon Tail and be fine though. So Thundercats need to find some way to kind of stabilize this game. Maybe set up for some more Sunstrike kills with their X-Mark. I think that would probably be this play, kind of maximize this Kunkka, which hasn't really felt that impactful. It's not felt weak at all, but it hasn't felt terribly impactful. And yeah, he's now gone into the jungle, and so I think that's an Iron Talon, but no bear for 10 seconds. And the Vex is rushing an Aghanim Scepter, going to be increasing his ult damage by a lot. Yeah, that's going to be really gross. So that ult plus this, and then we'll probably go Veil of Discord after the fact. So Pipe and BKB are going to be core items for the Thundercats squad. Juggernaut ult off cooldown, could use it to try to pressure this tower if you wanted, but the creep wave pulled back by the Slardar. Ribs now sitting in the top lane, getting some solo XP and some farm, while Check goes off into the jungle. Unfortunately, okay, the bear is maxing. Oh no, that Lich Ball doing so much work, bouncing between all of these heroes. And Check will definitely be going down once again. This lone druid just not accomplishing anything for Thundercats. And this game could be over really quickly thanks to this. Great rotation so far out from Esti and Konomi, starting to do some work, while McKnight is definitely the MVP so far, just dominating this game. He's all over the map, making play after play. Levex is also playing extremely well. And now this top tier 1 going to go down, and the mid tower's already died. Snarf doesn't have a Forged Spirit summon. A bit of a mistake, I believe. I think they should grab the Forged Spirit. It would help them pressure the tower quite a bit. So Efiu just outplaying Thundercats. 5k gold in their favor. Already at 12 minutes, 5k XP and gold just about.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I deserve this.
Oh man, that's going to be a Blink Dagger on this line before too long, and they're blocking up these enemy camps to prevent the lone druid from running around and finding some farm. Only 2k gold away from that Aghanim Scepter on the Vexus. He's probably going to want a Blink Dagger at some point too. Maybe Thundercats can find some way to stabilize, but it's looking really bad. They're going to have to go for... They need to be going for pickoffs, and their team is pretty good at pickoffs. They've got the Slardar. X marks the spot to set up into a Sunstrike Crush. Would be great pickoffs. And yep, that's the Blink Dagger on Kessler, so now definitely no lack of catch on Esti anymore, and Lion will be having a Blink Dagger soon as well. Very quick for him. And Kara still about 600 gold away. Does not want to die. If he dies here, that is really, really bad. They need to find these enemy wards, but I don't think Thundercats are all aware that they're being seen. And I would like to see Esti go for Roshan. Oh, Carr, that's a really unfortunate death. He needs to not die. Actually not going to, and that's the cast to go out. And Konomi might have gotten a little ahead of himself, and that's the Slardar for the Death Prophet right now, and the Dragon Knight could be in trouble. Nope, not quite getting the combo off. Unfortunate from Ribs, and Invoker not there to follow up at all. He does have Midas, so I'm going to try to maybe pressure this tower, and this tower should still be going down, and Ribs will be also going down, and Madkus too, getting a little ahead of it, getting a little far forward, and now both these supports probably going to die, and a Finger of Death comes flying from Night Errant. It's taking up some tower. Needs to be careful, because if he dies, that's really unfortunate, but managed to cancel creep aggro, get out of its sight, and it's going to be just fine. And this Lone Druid is looking very poor. Not at all what they need. This is very, very bad for Thundercats, that their Lone Druid isn't even close to his... Alright, so he did get the roar off the correct way that time, but this Lone Druid nowhere near a Radiance.
Their structures.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Thundercats just getting clobbered. STFU just playing to their strengths, and Carr going down before he's able to do anything here. The meatball to come out, but it's not going to save him. The poison damage is too much. Now Check stunned up, and the Poison Nova comes out, but Levexis should be dying here. He is X, but all this damage, so much AoE. Fortunately, only a rank 1 Poison Nova. Tower was denied. That is not awful for Thundercats. They did get Levexis, but unfortunately not able to find anything else off the back of that. Drums of Endurance just about completed for Snarf now, too. Blink Dagger, though, now out on this Lion. McKnight ready to make some plays, ready to jump in and find some of these kills. I'd be surprised if he jumped in now, but... oh, actually, maybe not. Ribs gets stunned up. Now Snarf stunned up too. He's in serious trouble. He's very low. Maybe gets saved from his teammates. The boat comes out. The Death Ward too. Great two-man boat. And Kessler not quite enough damage to kill Snarf. So great support play so far. McKnight stunned up. And now getting X up too. But Sunstrike just catching Night Aaron. And on the back line, Witch Doctor finding a kill on the Lich. So great play from Thundercats, getting themselves a little bit back into this game. And meanwhile, their top tower does die to this Death Prophet Konomi. Just dominating this game. He's 2-1-4, creating a lot of space for his team, has enough gold for his Yule Scepter. The only person really needs to be careful, but doesn't want to get siphoned up, could find himself dead. No rotations coming anywhere close, tries to sprint to safety, and will make it just fine. So while they lost a few of their heroes, Thundercats still didn't get a ton out of that. The gold graph does come down about 2.5k in their favor, so a good trade for them, but not perfect. Blink Dagger's still feeling really far off for this Slardar. He really, really needs this too. Snarf doing pretty good, but only sitting on top of the drums, right behind the Death Prophet and Net Worth. What's more worrisome is that their Lone Druid is still... honestly, he's worthless at this point. Like, what is he going to do? If he gets an Entangle, he can kill a support, but what else is going to happen? It's just Check is not playing well. He is 1-5. He's over a third of ST's deaths. If they can prevent Check from dying and just leave him alone in the jungle, find some good picks with their... which they can do. They have Boat, they have Death Ward, they have Sunstrike. They have to be very careful for these Smoke Inks, though, with all these Blink Daggers now completed on the side of ST, though. And uh-oh. Is that the completed Aghanim Scepter? Not quite. 800 gold till Ags on the Vexus. TP on top to make this defense. Lion trying to find some farm and get some levels too. The experience is more important. Invoker has gotten over that level 11 hump, so X marks on McKnight, but the Lich Ball comes out. It's bouncing between these two heroes. Sunstrike flying, McKnight in trouble, stunned up, and that's going to be a quick pick for the Invoker. And the Vexus a little out of position. Poison Nova comes out. He's amped up and just dies so very quickly, but Ribs gonna need to be denied. Are they gonna get it off? And yes, they are. Well played. Carwell's just gonna TP to safety in the fountain and heal the full. So 2 good picks and a good deny from Thundercats. They managed to keep that from getting any worse for themselves. And I didn't see the fight recap pop up. Oh, there we go. So a good 1.5k gold swing in favor of Thundercats. They're finding themselves a little bit of pieces and just things starting to fall a little bit in place. But this Lone Druid is not going to get Radiance anytime soon. I guess what's more important is that you're getting your Invoker items, and he can stall easily. They have good ultimates. They have good spells is the bright spot for Thundercats. Like, the Invoker just needs some levels, and he has the Midas to help him get them. They've got Death Ward, they've got Bow, they've got Sunstrike. They have, and even the Slardar's just Crush is really good. Konomi is bottom. He has his ultimate. He has Exorcism. Does he want to use it? The Yules comes out. Snarp needs to get back. He doesn't need able to invoke his Ghost Walk. Silence up the Ghost. The boat comes flying, catching 2 heroes, and Ribs all the way out. Good. This cast is doing so much work. Ribs going to sacrifice himself. It seems that the bear might go down. The Finger of Death catching on the Ribs, and Cold Snap comes out on someone, but no damage coming out. Blink forward from Kessler. Madkis going to die. Snarp needs to invoke Ghost Walk, but it's on cooldown for 5 seconds. Good thing that cask is creating a ton of space for him. Blink on cooldown for 3 more seconds, and everyone else should be able to make it to safety there, but they lose their supports. Carr farming up, trying to get that Blink. It's so late, and now he just finishes it, so that's certainly going to help Thundercats find some of those kills, but this tower will very likely go down. They still have a little bit of duration on the Dragon form. If it doesn't, maybe not. There's no creep wave for a little while, and the Dragon form won't be lasting much longer. Yeah, so that tower should be okay. So it's not off, like, since Thundercats lost the fight here, and the creep wave wasn't pushed in at all, it wasn't awful for them. This tower will probably be fine, because the Dragon Knight ult just ended. There's no Death Prophet ult going. If they do get this, it will be a very slow push. And Check once again, getting caught out, blown up. A good roar this time, and Konomi now caught out, but the Lich Ball comes out. I apologize for that lag spike. Check just gonna pop so quickly to it, and the Death Ward was canceled. And good 2-man stun, and Meatball goes out, but then ult goes in, and great 2-man stun from Knight Errant and Snoke, and just all these heroes going down so fast. I mean, what can Thundercats do? Even without the Exorcism in the Dragon form, they just dissolve. A good 2-man boat, a good, what seemed like a well-positioned Death Ward, but check, the Lone Druid just not accomplishing anything at all. He doesn't do anything with it, and I mean, he played very well last game on the Sven, but not able to even split push. Nowhere, Radiance is out of the realm of possibility in this game. And Levexis, that's probably his Ags. That is his Ags.
Dire's top tower is under
Going Octarine Core on that. 3.7k, could go, some of them like HOD, could be BKB. Let's see, Lion on 1.7k. Lich almost has Mechanism. It's just, what are Thundercats supposed to do at this point? I mean, your Invoker is like modestly farmed, but not nearly enough. He's going a Necro Book, and the split, they're building like they're gonna split push, but they're not. So Thundercats, just poor execution of their heroes, and very good play from Esti. I don't want to put it all on Thundercats, but Levexis and McKnight just making the top lane for the Lone Druid a nightmare. He's unable to find any ground at all. Game 2 looking really good for STFU. The gold graph climbing in their favor, just about 10k. They're on the precipice there. Roshan could be next. Could be a choice. It could be something they go for. They have Exorcism up. Courier flying out, but just has wards on it. Snarf can complete his Necro Book, and Check just has nothing. This Lone Druid's going to need to be alone for at least another 6 minutes of uninterrupted farming before he's really able to accomplish anything, and it's just not going to happen. STFU are applying too much pressure, and now their catch is great because they have the blink on the... Okay. Radiance? Rapier? I really... Abyssal Blade wouldn't be awful, but I'd really dislike like Rapier or that kind of thing on the Dragon Knight. Radiance, I think, is a really poor item for Dragon Knight. There's a lot of better choices. AC... He could have gone BKB. There was... I hope that's not a Radiance. It's not a very good item on Dragon Knight. I mean, they're really far ahead, but it's... And it's going to be a bit high impact, but it's not going to be like a game-winning item. And in the late game, if it goes way too late, he might find himself regretting it. Maybe Thundercats want to just try to sneak a Roshan. It looks like that's what they're going for. They know they need some kind of objective. They know they can get it really quick, and I don't think they caught it out. They can't have anyone leave the pit, though. Uh-oh! Kessler runs right in, blinks to safety just in time, but gets caught. A good 2-man stun. But are they going to be able to capitalize on this? The boat comes flying in a good torrent. Levexis, though, getting off an awesome ultimate chain flush, bouncing all over the place. McKnight rooted up and roared, but the Exorcism going out, and there's just not enough. Thundercats just don't have the damage. Their heroes are melting all over the place, too. A good attempt, and now McKnight getting low, but is he even going to go down? Carr was in serious trouble, but should be able to get to safety. And they didn't get anyone off of that. It looked like a good start from Thundercats, but now Roshan going the way of ST. Honestly, I think Thundercats, after this, have kind of lost their way out of the game. They were counting on getting this objective, and they weren't able to. Extremely good play from STFU. Awesome jump in, awesome ult from Levexis on the Venomancer. A good Chain Frost, and Kessler and Konomi just doing work. Fortunately for Thundercats, the Dragon Form and the Exorcism are pretty low. They have backdoor protection for a second, so the push will be slow, but I don't see how they can come back in this game. This Lone Druid has 1100 gold. And it's not like he has 1100 gold in a Relic or even the recipe to Radiance. He has nothing. Just SDFU crushing Thundercats in this game, and even Snarf not playing terribly well. He's the only one on his team with any kind of net worth, though. And your Lone Druid is behind the Lion. So, just absolute dominant performance from STFU. They really don't want to take taken out here. The Vexus, the boat comes flying. Is he going to be able to juke the boat? Maybe. Yes, he will. The boat misses everyone. And now the Siphon coming in. Snarf getting very low. The Silence. Good 2-man crush on Konomi and Kessler. Snarf throwing out the combo if he can. And Kessler probably going to lose the Aegis here. But do they have enough to kill him again? I really don't know. We're just backing off. I mean, this lone druid does no damage. He jumps forward, getting 1 kill. Carwizzle 2. So Kessler just so hard to bring down, and this could be GG. Buyback available on Snarf, but not on Car. They don't have their slaughter, and can they defend without him? Witch Doctor also dead for 10 seconds. Octarine Core now just finished too. In 29 seconds, the Death Prophet ult will be ready. So once that comes up, it'll be almost impossible to kill her. Ribs in trouble, but the tower might actually bring down Knight Errant, and oh yeah, he's gonna pop there. So Knight Errant trades his life, but I don't think it matters at this point. GG called out. Thundercats throwing the towel after a quick and just ruthless Game 2 performance from STFU. Absolutely dominating Thundercats. The gold lead in the end was well over 15k, and Thundercats just unable to find a foothold, unable to make anything happen at all in this game, and Check just got crushed in his lane, unable to make any plays whatsoever. Very well played from STFU, tying up the series 1-1, and now we move into the Game 3, and whoever loses this third game is eliminated from the 82L. And Thundercats, will they be able to take this Game 3 and maybe try to find a repeat tournament victory, or will STFU eliminate the former champions in just the second round of the playoff series? Let's find out as we go to Game 2. Or Game 3.